Now, if you do a program like this, you're going to hit moments where the body feels a little off, weird, gassy, lightheaded, weak. That means the colon is receiving matter. Okay, the colon is receiving matter. The body needs a flush. That's where we do our colonic, or our enemas, or our colema boards. That's how it works. Now, for some people, they may want to do it in a program this intense. It could require 2 colonics a week. In a person who's battled things over the past, it could be more on occasion. If we don't feel good and we're following this type of program, that means the bowel is holding. That means we do a flush. It's that simple. Unless you got hit in the head with a baseball bat, if you're not feeling good and there's no external reason and you're doing this program, you must get the matter out of the body. And in that very getting the matter out of the body is the healing, is the going forward. We're not going to discuss it on this tape, but the next one we'll discuss the use of psyllium seed in this program. Psyllium seed and bentonite. I will mention it in passing, but we'll get into specifics the next time. Once you do this program for a week or 2 or 3, you can then change it a little bit, doing peroxide and water up till about 11 a.m., stopping that. Then at 12, taking psyllium seed and bentonite, which is a deep, deep combination that gets deep into the intestinal wall, moves out matter that's been impacted in the body for years. The bentonite pulling matter out of the other organs beyond the colon. If you've seen those pictures in the books of all the black rubber tire, what they call mucoid plaque, that only leaves the body with psyllium seed. So if you're at this and you're doing great, you can include psyllium seed. We recommend Yerba Prima psyllium seed powder and Great Plains bentonite. But that's if you're really into it, if it's becoming a really good daily experience, and if you know you can get colonics following it, because the next day you've got to make sure that matter comes out of the body. But anyway, let's go back to the morning. After you hang on the slant board and you're drinking your peroxide water, this is a great time to do a sauna. If you have a sauna in your neighborhood that's a Russian bath type thing, great space to do one. If you have a infrared sauna or a gym in your neighborhood with an infrared sauna, infrared energy penetrates the body about 1.25 inches and breaks down noxious buildup of metals and other toxins in the liver gallbladder duct. So you do that, or you could do a normal sauna, but a normal one, you want it really hot, like a Russian bathhouse. If you go to a Russian bathhouse, Turkish bath type thing, what you want to do, you want to sweat in the strongest room they have, sit at the top level because it's the hottest, hang in there till it's too much, and then if they have an ice pool, you're going to throw your body into the ice water. This is an outstanding, outstanding mechanical cleanse. When it's done on a diet of this nature, it cannot be underestimated. You're going to throw yourself in the ice water, go back into the sauna, sit at the top because that's what's the strongest. Do that 3 sets. Sit in the sauna to the max, jump in the ice water, back, shower, get out of there. What happens, and there was a great study, a gentleman, while I was sitting in the Russian bath in Manhattan on Fulton Street, gentleman broke out a study done in Russia where they broke down and shrunk women's ovarian cysts just from rapid sweat, ice water, sweat, ice water, sweat, ice water over a 2 or 3 hour period. You can feel the wellness pouring from you when you come out of a thing like this. Okay, so we can do that. Or if you want to save the bathhouse for later, if you're into a yoga class, if you're into weightlifting, if you're into Tai Chi, if you're into anything of this nature, you do it in that morning segment while you're drinking the peroxide water. Now, people who aren't equipped to do this yet, that's going to be too much. You'd never be able to work out on just water and peroxide. But people who are appropriate for this program will have no problem. Okay? So in the morning, you could do both things. You could do a bathhouse or a sweat. You can also do a workout, a yoga class. Later on in the day, an hour, 2 hours after you eat, if you're in a situation where this is applicable, you want to lie in the sun and get direct sunlight. Get as much direct sunlight as you can. Stare into the sun if you can, even if you have to squint, for a minimum of 30 seconds to stimulate the pituitary and pineal gland. It's an excellent, excellent way to feed the glandular system. So we get sunlight in the afternoon. If you want to do the sunlight in the morning and do the workout, the sweating later, but get those things into the daily regimen if you can. Very, very important. If you like to get body work, this is a good time. This type of program, get body work that works for you as much as you can. It will help move toxins through the body. It'll help the blood flow. It'll help the digestion. Okay? Now, again, when the system gets weak, we have to know to flush the body out. And don't endure the weakness. If you're weak and feel off for 3 days and then get a colonic, you may have waited too long. The second there's a chronic little symptom, you attack it. Also at this point, we want to do lymphatic drainage. Did we talk about this? Never talked about lymphatic drainage? Okay. There are 2 basic ways to do lymphatic drainage, which I'm sure seems like we have a very educated audience. I want to thank, by the way, I get some really very moving, flattering, very nice things said, which I was not expecting at all. Thank you to people. It's a true privilege to be able to do this. We want to do lymphatic drainage. One way to do lymphatic drainage is to buy what's called a rebounder, which is a health practitioner's term for a 3-foot trampoline. The 2 best companies to buy a trampoline from, one is NEDAK. It's either NEDAK or NEEDAK. The other is Cellocizer, CELO-O-CIZER, instead of exerciser, Cellocizer. A gentleman named David Hall invented the Cellocizer. He's a brilliant, brilliant man. Talks about the power of a trampoline for lymphatic drainage. If we drain the lymph system, for the women in the audience, draining the lymph system of poison connected to this diet can guarantee you a life free of ovarian, uterine, cervical, breast cancer. All those cancers begin with a clogged lymph. So for men, prostate cancer, and a host of other things. Clean lymphatic, pouring heaviness deep from the cecum. Deep, does that feel warm going through the body? That's the cecum. Pouring the cecum here, that means the body is now, the water from the colonic has gotten around all 5 feet of intestine. This is when the client gets the high. You get the colonic high, yes. Anyway, back to what we were saying. What were we saying? I forgot. Refresh me. What was I talking about?
Rebounder.
Oh, thank you. The rebounder. That's fun. You're going to jump 7 minutes would be the minimum that can be done to get a really good lymphatic flush. You need not do more than that. Now, the basic jump for people doing this program, because it means you're in good shape, you just jump as high as you can on the trampoline, trying not to bend and flail the body. Lymphatic drainage takes place best if the body is kind of like a molded statue. Think of yourself like as if you were bouncing a statue off a trampoline. Obviously, you're going to go up and down, but you want to kind of keep the body in a stationary place. Now, there are all different moves. You can do twists, you can jog on the trampoline, you can do all these things, which is fine. David Hall has some great tapes. NEDAC people give you DVD. We don't have to go into that here. But the basic jump for the lymph system is 7 hard minutes up and down. Notice the heat that you feel running through your body. This is the flushing of the lymph. I saw a gentleman one time come in for colonic. His lymph nodes on his neck look like Frankenstein. They're like goiters. And he had like 102 fever. We put him on the trampoline for 5 or 6 minutes, and he was screaming in pain because the burn coming through his neck was so intense, and they ended up going down. It was like he was on fire, but his lymph was passing all the poison basically through the skin. His skin turned red as a beet, and the bumps went down. He felt much better. So the trampoline is an outstanding device for lymphatic drainage. With this kind of program, it fits right in. If you cannot get a trampoline, or if for some reason it doesn't work for you, then we want to do what's called dry brush massage. And what you do with a dry brush massage, you're going to buy a natural thistle brush. We recommend Yerba Prima, Y-E-R-B-A P-R-I-M-A, a natural thistle brush from Yerba Prima. It's going to be an oval shaped like this, about 7 inches across with a stick on it. And what you're going to do is you put the stick to the side. Whenever we're going to stand for this. We've never stood up, Yoshi. It's a first. We're standing in the colonic room. Some people do that. There we go. All right? When we do, back up so we can see the whole thing. There we go. When we do a natural thistle brush, in this asana, which is basically called the mountain pose, the normal pose to stand, our hands and our feet are below the heart. Our limbs are thought to begin at our hands and our feet. We always dry brush towards the heart. So since the arms and legs are considered below the heart because they begin with the digits, we're going to brush up. And the way we do it, we brush up twice as hard as we can. Once, twice, once, twice, once, twice. You're going to see a white powder come off your body. That's not dead skin, that's lymphatic poison. The legs below the heart, up the legs twice over each area, like Bikram yoga, everything twice. Once, twice, once, twice. Up the legs, up the arms. Now the torso is thought to begin at the neck. The neck is above the heart, so with the torso we go down. Down the chest, down the ribs, which feels great. Okay? You take the stick, you put the stick on, you go down the back. Okay? Down the back. You never do the face. Down the back, and the neck is down. Very important to do the neck. Shoulders, you do however you can. You're going to get a great rush of heat. You would do that right before a shower. You want to be dry. That's why it's called the dry brush massage. You're going to get a great rush of heat from that. That is the cleansing of the lymphatic system. Okay? So we're going to do that once a day or the trampoline. There's no reason to do both. That once a day or the trampoline. We're going to try to get sunlight. We're going to try to sweat. We're going to try to do a yoga class or some type of exercise. Tai Chi. Weightlifting is a great thing. I will never diss weightlifting. We'll diss the diet of bodybuilders, but we'll never diss the exercises. Bicycle, anything outdoors is especially good. Anything outdoors is especially good. Okay, so that would be our program. We're going to work in the colonics. Now, in a perfect world, the second you get a symptom, you give yourself you get a colonic if you had a home unit. You go someplace, get a colonic, do an enema. If the heavy matter comes flying out, notice how much lighter and better you feel. We go back to the great Arnold Ehret. Vitality equals blood flow minus obstruction. When we remove the obstruction, we raise the blood flow, which in turn raises the vitality. Okay? So that would be a daily program. We could do that 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Some people do it for months on end. And then you can stick in a day or two of fasting, 3 or 4 days of juice fasting. But that's a program that really will move it forward. We hope it works for everyone. We will speak to you soon.